And we're up.
All right. Welcome back to the world of Drakkenheim. Why, my. Uh, it's been a couple weeks since we last played this campaign, but to refresh your memories just a little bit, you guys made it to Emberwood Village, then decided to go hunt some ratlings to try and claim a little bit of a reward. Um, while down there, you collected a little bit of delirium, convinced the Ratlings that maybe you were on their side. Maybe, I don't know. Um, got a few magical items from them, um, and discovered that maybe they could help Nock find some things he's looking for, especially with their knowledge of the sewers. And will this come back to bite you? Who knows? But you also rescued a member of the Hooded Lanterns, and you are currently escorting her and some of her companions back to Shepherd's Gate. Uh, was it Shepherd's Gate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, where the Hooded Lanterns have sort of secured that location and are using it as one of their strongholds, so to speak. Does that sound like a relatively accurate summation? Anything I missed or should have highlighted?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay. So, um, as you get closer and closer to the gate, um, the streets, I won't say that they appear more put together, as it's mostly still destroyed, but signs of violence, of danger, sort of become less. You are still in a very dangerous location. The city as a whole is dangerous. Um, anyone can be attacked anywhere, but you start seeing signs of the hooded lanterns patrolling and securing locations. You get a sense of a little more, a little ease, shall we say? Um, still on alert, but not immediate danger. Of all the places you could be, this is one of the safer ones. And I'll put you guys back on the big map, and that is where you're going. And as you see the gate appear in the distance as you walk up to it, you start seeing uh, checkpoints, relays of people standing guard. For the most part, they let you pass. No one's stopping you, especially since you have some hooded lanterns in tow with you. Uh, but as you get to the main gate, it is closed, and you hear someone from the top yell, "Who goes there?"
Yeah, I'm Jacopo Finch, and these are the Finches, and we saved Petra and are bringing her back to you.
Petra, did she need saving? Isn't she on leave? Isn't she supposed to be on her shift off?
I look at Petra.
You'll recall that Ansem had said that they really weren't supposed to be doing this. That this was sort of also help the hooded lanterns in general.
I kind of awkwardly nudge Petra, like, this is your pickle. You can get yourself out of that.
Uh, her and Ansem will look, and the other hood lanterns look up. It's us. It's fine. Please just let us in. Um, we'll we'll speak to our father. We'll we'll take what's what's coming to us, but just please let us in. And you hear some things happening. They send some people down and uh, recognize that yes, this is in fact them. And they will open the gates enough to let the hooded lanterns come in. Um, do you attempt to follow? Do you just wave by? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I assume we follow. We want to talk to this guy, right? Leader of the Hood Lanterns. Everybody interested? Yeah.
Well, there's no guarantee that you'll actually get to speak to the leader. He is a very busy man. Um, I guess one of the things I should have highlighted is that uh, the the Ansem and Petra pointed out that the Silver Order looks like they are going to be invading soon. And by invading, what that really means is just systematically destroying the entire city, leaving nothing left standing. There's a pretty strong possibility the Lord Commander is just preparing for that and doesn't have time for much else. But that doesn't mean you won't talk to him. It doesn't mean you couldn't find someone else to talk to if he's not there or too busy.
Yeah, or maybe
But
Petra has
but
some
but
reward
context clues is that he's a busy person with a lot on his mind right now.
Yeah, I say we follow her in.
All
It,
right. As you attempt to follow her in, they will the guards will attempt to stop you. Say, wait. We can't just let you all pass. You don't have any documentation. Um, you don't have any badges symbolizing that you're allowed through here. Uh, we can't just let you all in. Um, if you'd like, you can surrender your weapons and armor, and we vow to protect you while you're in here, assuming you don't start anything with any of us. But if anyone attacks from the outside, we vow to protect you. But we can't just let you in. You could be spies. You could be anything.
Oh, I kind of say dismissively to him, It's okay. We're with her."
Um, she'll say, "Yeah, they saved me. You can trust them. But I am going to need you to make a persuasion check, and you can do it with advantage since she's helping you." That's
Man,
really good.
coming in clutch.
Yeah, it was going to be a very difficult check, and because these are soldiers and they have their orders and they don't waver from them. I made that check to be a 20.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, you see him deflate a little bit. Um, you get the sense that maybe she's a superior to him, at least rank wise. And he says, Yes, ma'am," uh, and allows you all to pass in. Um, we're just going to stay on this map though, because I don't really have a good map of the city gates. Um, please don't try to fight anything, or I'll have to spend time trying to
Let's
find a
try to
good
fight.
map.
And I roll initiative.
And roll for initiative.
Um, yeah. So once inside, you see a lot of hustle and bustle. There's uh, there's some people sitting around, sort of playing gambling games, dice rolling, things that soldiers would do to pass the time. But you also see some makeshift barricades. There are some destroyed buildings that seem to be in repaired a little bit, that they might be using for storage of food or weapons. Um, a lot of different things like that. You also notice that there are barricades on both sides of the gate. Um, you get the sense that they had to fight to take the gate, and now they are fighting to defend it from both sides. Um, the the Langs will tell you that they're off to see the medics. Do you have any questions for them before they go?
As a reminder, what, if any, kind of reward were they willing to offer us?
It was for
I imagine that you say that to them in character.
for clearing up
As a reminder, what are you going to give us?
the ratlings. Just gold. But the Langs don't have it.
Right.
So the Rattlings was gold. Was there anything for rescuing her?
No, that wasn't part of the
One
mission.
gold?
You guys happened upon them. You showed up and they were there, and out of the goodness of your heart, decided to help them.
Last time we'll do that.
I mean, that doesn't mean you can't ask someone for a reward, but there was no promise of one.
Well, we certainly want our Rattling money. Um, does someone who is more persuasive want to figure out a nice way to say, hey, how about you pay us for saving your life?
I mean, I say we ask that they put in a good word for us with their group and say that we're always looking for work and see if they have any other, yeah, jobs for us.
Yes, of course. When we speak to our father, we will absolutely let him know of how you helped us. Uh, yeah, and you say that you're Finch and the Finches. We'll make
No,
sure that.
absolutely not that name.
Oh, well,
I think we're kind of married to it at this point.
Nope.
who should we say helped us?
All right, gang, huddle.
If you
Yeah.
don't have good names in mind at the moment, we can just say that you all introduce yourself by name.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, I'm Jacobo Finch, and these are the Finches.
And no. Once again, we're back to no.
Uh, all all right. Um, would be a good idea to come up with an actual name. Um, but we'll speak to our father, and we'll mention you. He will know uh, who you are. In the meantime, if you really want to help, we're always looking for new enlistees. Um, is that something you'd be interested in? We need all the help we can get.
Quick huddle. Sidebar.
That feels like a strong commitment.
What's it entail?
Well, uh, you'd be you'd be entrusted with the safe watch of the city. We want to see it restored. We want to protect it. See it turn back to the way it used to be. The members of the Hooded Lanterns, we're all, well, we aren't. We were too young when the city was alive, but a lot of them, they're old members of the Royal Guard or the City Watch. People who remember what this city was, people who called this city home. And we just want to reclaim our home. And you would be committed to that. Are you guys from here? Is this why you came? To help
I
protect it, to help restore it?
Everyone's just looking at each other awkwardly.
pretty much.
Well, mercenaries then. Well, we don't really take up with mercenaries a lot. We need people who who are committed, but that doesn't mean we don't have uses for you. We don't have a lot of money. We have a few benefactors, but most of our money goes towards supplies and weapons. Um, if you ever need jobs done, we can offer a little. You can go speak to uh I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this. I told you guys. You can speak to person X over there with the quest marker above their head.
Bob the quartermaster.
Yeah. Uh and they can tell you they can pay you for the ratlings, helping us with the ratlings, and let you know if there's any other jobs that can be done. Like I said, we can't pay a lot, but we appreciate all the help we can get.
Getting paid for the ratlings would be great.
Yeah. Let's say thank you and we'll be in touch. And let's go talk to person X to collect our rattling money.
Let me find some things because I have some things. All right. You, this is who it's going to be. Huzzah. You are going to Sorry, I'm trying to find people's names. All right. You run into or are sent to the watch captain, Rain Highlash.
Mhm.
There we go. Does that pop up for everyone?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Rain Hylish is the watch captain, and she has a bit of a predatory look about her. Um,
Mm.
but she looks you over, and you present her with the proof of killing the ratlings, and she offers you 500 gold pieces
Mhm.
as reward.
Not that we should do it like right in front of all these people, but do we need to go through? Have we already split up all the gold that we've gotten so far?
It's. I mean, I think it's been pretty well split up.
So that'll be 100 each for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, nice. I didn't even plan that.
Oh, I thought we were getting 500 each.
Nope, 500 total.
And we have delirium we need to go sell, but that's more of a the mad
Yeah.
wizards, not these folks.
I mean, these people would buy it from you, but at a much reduced rate because they don't have any use for it except to resell it themselves.
Yeah, I'd rather sell it to the wizard, the mages, and get more money out of it and see if we can make better connections with them.
All right. Yeah, no. Were you guys wanting to make small talk with Rain? See what else might be happening that they might need assistance with, or were you just looking to get out, or
Yeah, what's
were
your
you wanting to
backstory? What's your favorite fear?
your favorite
That's a new
fear?
one. What's your favorite
Favorite fear?
fear?
Let's test and see how good she is at small talk.
Oddly, I think she would like that question. My
You know
favorite
what? You thought it's
fear.
weird, but she's into it.
Well, no, she's
Joke's
she's
on
like
you.
my favorite fear is the fear of the dark. The anyone trying to come here should learn to fear the dark. It's where I thrive.
I
Nice.
immediately regret asking.
Like, oh, yeah.
All right, champ.
I thought it was Harry's character's job to ask weird questions.
Everyone's allowed to ask weird questions. We started that off.
He encourages everyone to be weird.
Well,
I mean, yeah, we could ask if they've got any other jobs that need to be done.
Uh, yeah. Um, we've got we've got our hands busy right now, uh, preparing for what we think will be an incoming attack.
Mm.
Probably within the next few weeks, if we're any good judge. Uh, you can normally find me in Emberwood Village at the Watchtower, but I've been having a meeting with Lord Commander. Uh, one of the things that's causing some issues for us right now is we've got a we've got a potion supplier hooks us up with some healing potions and things like that, and we haven't received a shipment in a few days. Uh, we're worried that someone else has paid him off, or perhaps he's been taken out. We're not sure, but we don't have the hands to spare to go check on him.
Let's check the good old rumor list. Hey, we have a rumor about this, I think. That's party chat, not, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, where would we find this potions master? Old Reed Manor, I'm assuming.
Ah, you've heard of him? Yeah, that's exactly where he's supposed to be. But like I said, we don't have the hands to send anyone to check on him right now. He's to the north of the city, in an old abandoned manor. He's a little he's a little eccentric, let's say. He's he's got anyone who makes their home in Drakkenheim has to be, but we try not to ask too many questions about what he's doing as long as he keeps providing us with potions.
Who should we say sent us?
Tell him we did.
Okay.
Anything.
Just want to make sure we're name dropping appropriately.
Absolutely. We want him to know that he's protected by us. It's part of the reason we get his potions at a discount.
Also, we may be interested in heading deeper into the city at some point. I assume that won't be any problem to pass through your gates, will it?
Well, depends on what you mean by problem. We'll we'll let you through the gates into the city just fine. For now, anyway. As things get more tense with the Silver Order, we might have to lock things up. But on your way out, uh, we expect everyone here to pay taxes. Anything you find, uh, we want half. It's the only way we can keep everything afloat. We need money.
Can I haggle that tax down?
Not with her.
Okay.
You you could potentially with the Lord Commander, but she has no say in that.
We'll discuss that later.
She gives you a little smirk. Sure you will.
Well, team,
If
that's
it's
that's
any
all I've got.
if
Uh,
it's any consolation, uh, you can usually you can keep most of the money. We're especially right now interested mostly in weapons and magic. The money you can keep for the most part. But I can guarantee you this, you'll find no safer way into or out of the city than through our gate.
I appreciate that. Anybody else got anything? Otherwise, I say we head off.
Man, these guys don't have a great pitch.
Nope.
I don't know. I would argue that not dying is a pretty great pitch.
We should just again, quiet group chat. We should just go back down, take over those tunnels, and find a way under the wall.
Get the Rattlings to help us,
That's why
Yeah,
we're now the cult leader of the Ratlings.
right?
yeah. That's certainly
Part of the
something
plan.
you could try and do.
We can always go in easily through the gate and out through the
I mean, you've
secret.
got
Well, I
you
guess we got to
got
get in somehow with the Ratlings first.
as of right now, you can go in and out of Shepherd's Gate if you pay a tax. You can try and navigate the tunnels with the Ratling's help if you feel confident with that. There's a river, a polluted river that you could potentially try to swim through or get a boat through.
How wide is
Okay,
the river?
polluted. Like, would we like start growing extra arms if we swam in it, or
Well, that would really be up to the dice now, wouldn't it?
The answer to your question is yes. There is a mutation mechanic, and that is a thing that can happen.
Yes, the there it's the contamination mechanic, and being in the river, like swimming in it, would most certainly cause you contamination. What would happen is up to the dice.
so you
Uh,
could get really cool superpowers,
uh, yes, I haven't read through every single one in a
right?
while, but my understanding is that yes, there are a few cool things that could potentially happen. But mostly they're bad. You could also attempt to scale the walls somewhere where there's not a patrol, and all big cities like this have a sewer system. You could always try and find your way through some sewers. Oh, and there's like five other gates you could always go and explore. Who knows what might be at those?
It's a trap.
Point being, you have options. But yeah, there's you get the sense that Rain was not lying when she said that passing through Shepherd's Gate is by far the safest way in and out of the city. Cheapest? Probably not, but safest? Most assuredly. And yeah, you can always, if you ever meet Lord Commander, try and try and negotiate that tax down.
I'm really distressed by his family dynamic, where where his children were were rescued from the rat lair, and they're pretty sure he doesn't care.
No,
He's too busy.
what gives you the impression that he wouldn't care?
Just saying, feels like somebody should be paying us for this.
He doesn't care enough. Pay us.
Can't show favoritism to his children. That would undermine
Absolutely can.
everything he is as the Lord Commander.
Yeah, so that's exactly the dynamic I'm talking about.
It doesn't mean he doesn't care. It just means there are bigger things, more important things.
Just like in Blue Bloods.
He said no one should be doing it,
Well, and now he's
and
Tom
his
Selleck.
children
CJ,
and
I
his
need you to
children went and
update
did it
the
anyway.
image. He is now
What?
old Tom Selleck.
Oh, I mean, you're honestly not far off the as far as what he looks like. He does have a glorious mustache.
All right. Well, I am a rogue fighter and have no resources. So, do you all need to go back to town and get a full rest?
I would also like to remind you that you're carrying a whole lot of delirium.
Where do
Yeah,
we have
it's
to
not
go to
great either.
offload that?
Yeah, knowing that we're carrying a bunch of delirium, maybe we should just head to the Amethyst Academy people.
Back to Amberwood Village?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Or do you want to go to the Reed Manor and try and hunt down that thing first?
Reed Manor is a good ways away. It's like as far and again as we've traveled so far, and then we are that far away from Emberwood Village on the way back.
Yeah.
Amberwood Village it is.
Okay. Um, I really should make you guys roll for an encounter, but I did not prepare an encounter.
Just go where the spirit leads you. Just
'Cause I
drop a
didn't.
map and then just Bob Ross those NPCs.
Right. What Bob Ross?
Just gonna have a happy little bush monster. And every little bush monster should have a friend.
Let me see if I can find one that's easy to set up, and then we'll see if you guys actually encounter it or not.
I'm up for it because I have some class features that need trying.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you've got your doppelganger thingy now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's probably another good way over the wall. Just cast them on top of the wall,
Oh, there you go. Right. Echo Knight over.
teleport yourself over.
I mean, I do basically have 30. Well, so if I have them move, yeah, I've got essentially up to a 60-foot teleport. Getting the full 60 feet will take a minute. Not literally, it'll take 12 seconds, but how high are the walls, by the way?
I have an answer somewhere, but I
He's like,
don't.
now that you said that, it's 65 feet.
Oh, there is a legitimate answer. I want to say the answer was 80, but I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Force.
Some dude's random world anvil page says they're 40. No, that can't be right. They're 40 fecht.
How long is effect?
I think it's a typo. Almost 100% sure this is supposed to be feet. Oh, I know what they did. Someone like took a picture of the book and used like text capture, and it didn't do it correctly.
Nope. Yep, that is absolutely right. 40 feet high. Stone
Ah.
masonry walls 40 feet high and 5 to 10 feet thick.
Mhm.
Get me a bag of holding, and this is going to be a one-man smuggling operation.
Oh, that is interesting that you think that there's just nothing that would attack you on top of the city walls.
I mean, he'd immediately teleport away again. So we could
Actually,
hand off all of our loot to Colby. We walk straight through the gate. We've got nothing to give up as a tax, and then he just hops over.
The trick is to have something. If you have nothing, it looks
Right.
suspicious.
This is
It can look suspicious. They got nothing.
they can't prove it.
What would be suspicious is walking through with, we'll just have you always hop over, and as far as they know, that we're always a party of four.
yeah, we're just gonna. I'm sorry, but we're just gonna bypass the random encounter. Um, but since we're talking about the city walls specifically, um, and not having been around here, skulking about and whatnot, uh, well, all of you being next to it can see that there are statues and gargoyles and whatnot lining the walls, sort of as decoration. Um, but not you. You can tell them that every day it seems like they're in different locations.
Mhm.
You've never seen them move. No one you know seems to have ever seen them move, but they're never in the same place or in the same position.
Definitely on my list to experiment with that at some point.
Encounters. I will be better at that because the city is supposed to be a very dangerous place, and I am not making it seem like such a dangerous place right now. But yeah, that's just another example of how I wasn't really prepared for anything. But uh, do you stop for the night at Eckerman Mill to take a long rest before going to Emberwood Village, or do you trek through the day to get to Emberwood Village as is?
I mean, do we have time to, like, how late is it in the day, or how long would it take to get there?
Um, if you were to trek through the day, I don't remember what time we said it was before, but you would probably get to Emberwood Village at nighttime. It would probably be pretty late because it's like 4 or 5 miles out of the city, and you guys are walking, carrying heavy stuff, and you've spent a lot of time in the city, so it'd probably be pretty late by the time you got back. Or you could stop and rest for the evening at Eckerman Mill and wake up early and make it to Emberwood Village around midday, maybe a little earlier.
I'm at full resources, so it entirely depends on you all.
I think my stuff messed up when I leveled up. I definitely had expended stuff and been hurt, and it somehow just all maxed out when I leveled up. Um, but I'm fine either way.
I'm just I'm just curious for uh setting purposes, not that anything is going to happen one way or the other.
Can they take an actual long rest at the Eckerman Mill? Is that like halfway?
Yeah, Eckerman Mill is the last place you can take a long rest before entering the city.
Well, maybe let's vote
At least
for
that you know of.
resting at Eckerman Mill because it's free compared to a hotel in Emberwood Village.
It is free, but it is also run down, and the possibility. Again, I told you there won't be any random encounters because I'm lazy, but the possibility in the future that other people could show up.
I wasn't going to point that out. It was in my thought process of we could just go on to the city.
Like into the inner walls of Drakkenheim?
No, no, I mean like back to Emberwood.
Yeah, you absolutely can. I just is that what you guys want to do? Stay for free at Eckerman Mill or go into Emberwood Village?
Up to y'all.
All right. Somebody roll a die. On evens, you're gonna stay. On odds, you're gonna go to the village.
I got you.
Evens, you're staying.
We're staying. All right.
You stay at uh, Eckerman Mill for the night. Uh, not sleeping well necessarily, as you're fairly close to the city, um, but well enough to gain the benefits of a long rest. Everybody is fully healed, has all their resources back, and whatnot. Uh, doesn't sound like many of you were very, very far down, but I'm going to fix that in the future. But yeah, as you make your way back to Emberwood Village, the um, like I said, you're probably getting there midday-ish, um, maybe a little earlier, 10 or 11 in the morning.
Mhm.
And dang it, this is another example of why I just don't have anything prepared. Um, but as you get back to Emberwood Village, it's not a large place, um, but you notice some there's a lot of hubbub going on in the center of town. There seems to be a lot of people gathered, a lot of excited murmurs, we'll say.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of people that seem excited gathered around a central point. Um, that point, as you get closer, that point seems to be a group of people. Um, you guys are still off in the distance, just barely able to make out this scene. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to investigate it.
Mhm.
In
See
what
why
way
there's
are
things.
you investigating it?
Well, I'm gonna creep closer and see what everyone's looking at.
Uh, it's exactly what it seems. It looks like there's a group of people, a small group of people, at the center, um, and everyone else is standing around them excitedly. Uh, but how close are you wanting to get?
Okay, I mean, I get close enough so I can make out like with the people like in the center, or like if they're a part of any group or alliance or something.
Okay. Why don't you roll a perception check? Yeah. You you probably don't have any clue who these people are. But you do see that most people seem to be smiling, shaking his hand, uh, or shaking their hand. Not that, like I said, there's a group of people there.
Mm.
Um, the villagers seem to be rather thankful, uh, excited and happy that these people are here.
Um, can I just ask someone who that person is?
Is this welcome party for us?
Uh,
Word
no.
travels fast of our heroics.
Um, so I'm trying to find things. Sorry. All right. Um, so that someone will tell you is that i- is Jupiter Jones. He's here to help us. He there were some bandits outside of town a little ways off, apparently, really keeping a lot of merchants from getting here, and he hunted them down and destroyed them, and now there's going to be a lot more trade available. We're s- he just helped our city in such a huge way. Um, and Knock, this is a name that you would most certainly recognize. Um, this is the name of someone you've had dealings with in the past. Um, not not necessarily adversarial, but certainly certainly a little bit of a rivalry perhaps with this person, or perhaps with his house. But how you choose to take this news is certainly up to you. But it is a name you recognize.
Does he seem to be traveling by himself?
No, he has a group of people with him. His own little adventuring party, not unlike your own.
There are doppelgangers.
But yes, he is a tall, barrel-chested man. Uh, he's got a very chiseled jaw. Um, some may say Herculean features.
Mm.
And he speaks loudly and boldly and going, ha, ha, no need to thank me. We're just here to help. We're just here to help. Yes, yes, you're welcome. Everything will be okay now that we're here. We are going to take care of all of you. Don't you worry.
Is he like the big hero guy from My Hero Academia?
Uh, that is certainly a persona that he is giving off.
So I'm
Uh,
vibing.
whether or not that is true or not,
Right.
who can say? But that is certainly the don't worry, we're here to help. We're going to take the bandits won't bother you anymore. Oh, no need to thank me, just doing my job, doing what I can to help the little people. Everything's going to be fine. Yes, yes, you're welcome. Uh,
So Knock is rolling his eyes, but he's also like popping his hood up. He might want to talk to this guy, but certainly not in front of like all of these people, including the party.
all right.
Uh,
So
there will
are we
there would be a lot of information happening very quickly, and not the way he would prefer.
all right? Um, it would be if you want to avoid this interact. It would be relatively easy, as most of the attention is on Jupiter, and he is soaking in the praise, as it were, um, doing his best to at least act humble. You're not close enough to know. You like get a sense of his being, like his you can't really see his face or demeanor or anything, but judging by the words that he's a very loud individual. Judging by his words, he's being humble but gracious and whatnot. Um, and
But
and
humble brag.
the people seem to love it.
I think Knock would try and avoid interacting here, but is going to try and clock where he ends up staying.
Gotcha. Um, the next question I have then is, where are you guys trying to head? Are you trying to head to where the Amethyst Academy member is?
Yeah, we've got
Or
like what 75 pounds of delirium we really shouldn't be
Right.
carrying.
if that's where you want to beeline for, you can certainly avoid the crowds by going the back way over to the Red Lion Inn. Um, or yeah, like I said, there are other places you've been before if you want to revisit them.
Yeah, I think trading our deadly mutating radioactive giant pile of rocks for spendable income would be good.
Okay. Um, let's get you guys on a real life map. It bothers me that things don't stay in the order that I put them in. The maps have folders, and I have them like I always put them in ground floor, first floor, or ground floor, second floor, third, and so on. But they don't ever stay in that order, and it bothers me.
My dog is so mad because my wife and her aunt are upstairs and he is blocked out and not allowed to go up.
No.
All right. So is everybody on the map with vision?
I'm good.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Let me try and find words to say.
I'm going to say all the words I know: America, freedom, butthole.
Okay. Upon a small hill overlooking the village is a rather impressive building, the Red Lion Hotel. Before the meteor struck, it was known as it was known as Stavros Manor, home to a human noble named Costa Stavros, who served as uh, the basically the mayor of Emberwood Village. After narrowly avoiding destruction when Drakkenheim was destroyed, Stavros converted his home into a hotel that serves wealthy explorers, merchants, and nobles conducting business in Drakkenheim. He's an older man with a rather sallow face and thinning hair. Um, the three-story manor is made of red brick. It features lion-shaped gargoyles, large glass-paned windows, and embossed wooden doors painted green. The estate includes dozen well-appointed bedrooms, each with their own private bath and common room. The full-service staff provides patrons every need.
Every
Uh, yeah, probably.
just checking.
But yeah, this is another one of those maps that wasn't included with the game, and so the greenery around it uh, is not really there. There aren't trees there. There's not grass there. This is a pretty destitute place, but everything inside should be fine. If you'd like, you can open the door and go in,
Right.
or explore around outside, I guess, if that's what
Just
you
poke
want to do.
around outside. I see a mouse run off after it.
Yeah, it's rather early in the day. There's not a lot going on here in the lobby, but you hear for the most part things coming from over here. It's not loud. You don't get the sense that it's very busy, but yeah, think people, places, things might be happening here.
Mhm.
But before you do anything, I need to try and drop something on the map. 1 second.
Quick, do things.
Everybody shuffle around.
Open all the doors.
And windows.
Where are these things? I know I made them. Can I search?
While he's doing that, can we look over our
Ah,
inventory and figure out how much delirium we actually have?
apparently I made it handout, but I didn't make it into a token. So I will have to change that eventually, but not right now. You guys are just gonna have to pretend that something's there.
All right, so we're looking for the wizard rep.
Wizard of Oz.
Yep. So you guys can go through that door now if you want.
Right here.
Yeah.
Like that's where the noise was coming from.
Yeah.
The depth perception messed with me for a second, and I thought Costa Stavros was dancing on a stage instead of standing behind a bar.
Oh.
Eh,
Yeah. 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 So yeah, as you go into the room, it's not full of people, but there's a handful there. Behind the bar is uh, who you assume to be Stavros, and I will give you a picture of him. There you go. You can see that his clothes, while fine, are rather worn, as if they're pretty obviously not new. But he's still trying to present himself as a rather grandiose individual. Um, you also see, and this is the one that I didn't make a token for. Uh, actually, first, uh, knock. Can you give me a perception check? Okay, yeah,
Noise.
definitely. So you see down here at this table, all of you see this, not just knock, but yeah, down here at the table, sitting by herself, is a young to middle ages dwarven woman. Let me give you. I don't have a token for her, but I can give you her handout. Um, and not what you notice is that she seems to be tinkering with something. Um, something not very large, perhaps the size of a crossbow. It's you get the sense that it might be some sort of weapon, but nothing like you've ever seen before. And you've seen a lot of weapons. And then finally, near the top of our little map here, you see a tiefling woman with long blue hair and horns poking out of it. Um, they vaguely, yeah, well, there's a picture of her. And this tiefling woman is wearing the purple that is most often associated with the Amethyst Academy. Um, Finch, can you roll me a history check?
Oh mercy. Um. Yes.
Um, yeah, you have a vague sense that you may have seen this person before, but it would have been a long time ago. They would have been much younger, but that blue hair really sticks out. That's something you would remember. Anyway, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I definitely want to go talk to this woman with this strange weapon.
Okay. How do you approach?
I think just a very casual way, like, like, oh, that's an unusual item you're working on there. Is that a magical item or a device of your invention?
Uh, make make a persuasion check. I guess you're just persuading her to talk. I don't know. Um,
Do I have
sure.
noble confidence?
Do you have what?
I'm going to hold on to it. Yeah, 13.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's a little distracted and she'll sort of what? My what oh yeah, 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 it's it's she seems like she's not wanting to say exactly what it is. She's stammering a little bit. But yeah, yeah, it's something my family and I we've been working on a little bit. We're trying to something we're trying to perfect. It's quite complicated.
Um, would there be enough parallel with sort of like some of my like thieves tool knowledge of just obviously like gunpowder is beyond that realm, but just the little bit of moving parts and springs and sort of metalwork. Would I be able to like notice anything about it?
Um,
Mostly
you
what I'm looking
pro
for is like a point of conversation.
yeah, you probably wouldn't be able like these are all parts that you recognize, but they're arranged in a way that you've never really seen before.
Yeah. So
And
I mean, he'd
having
just be
just
looking for something like
yeah, 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 no, no,
oh,
I know.
is that a type two type two aluminum composite such and such spring for that trigger,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Um, but yeah, they'd be arranged in a way that you've never really seen before. But you do recognize the parts themselves. Um, and you could be like, "Oh, I've seen this before." And as she's like trying to tinker with it or get a piece to connect just right, you could offer some expertise. Be like, "Oh, have you tried moving it this way?" And here, let me hold that for you. I've seen this before. Things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Go
what
on.
what kind of weapons would Knox family have? Like, I know there's a lot of magical shenanigans going on, but would they have had much to do with sort of mechanical weaponry like this?
Some. nothing as complex as this, but you definitely would have dabbled in crossbows, um, maybe even, or almost certainly like crank crossbows.
Uh huh.
Uh, so yeah, you would have some level of understanding in that sense. But you don't see cranks here, which is very strange for a weapon sort of like this.
So she's not like actively like tucking it under the table, right?
No, uh, this is, if it weren't for the casing, you wouldn't even be able to recognize this as a weapon. It just looks like the pieces that would form a weapon, because they just cannot get it to work right now. Um, so so yeah, imagine what a gun looks like
Mm-hmm.
taken apart. There's a barrel, there's the stock, there's some triggers and whatnot, but as individual pieces, it barely looks like a weapon, especially if you don't have any context for it.
Um,
But coming from the family that you come from, you do have some context.
yeah. Does it seem like a mechanical problem or with some part of it that I don't understand? Like the reason it's not working the way she wants.
I'm going to be honest, I hadn't thought that far ahead. Um,
I'm
it's
trying to
just
find my end
not my.
here.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to say something and then be like, "Oh, yeah, that's an easy fix," where you get a gun right now, because that's not what I'm going for.
No, no, I'm trying to like lay the
So,
groundwork for later. Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I guess I would say, is this, you said that this was something your family is working on?
Oh, yeah. My brothers and I, we've uh we've got this idea. We have this mine out near Drakkenheim, in the it's in the big scar where the meteor sort of ran through. Um, we're mining delirium out there, uh, and she'll sort of tilt her head over towards River and be like, she pays real good money for it, uh, but uh, but we've got this idea that the delirium itself, it's it's full of energy and potential, and we think we think we can harness that. And
Are they making nuclear pistols? Is this our Fallout crossover?
I wouldn't I wouldn't call it nuclear, but let's
Imagine
just say that
nuclear.
let's just say that they don't have gunpowder, but this delirium sure does have potential.
Um, so everyone else is doing something else, I assume, since they haven't interacted with this yet.
Yeah, what are everyone else doing? Or what is everyone else doing?
Well, if no one else is over here, I'll wrap up this conversation. Um, uh, I guess I wouldn't have like a. I don't have like a business card. I assume. Um, can I draw like a, or if I have like a crest or something, I could like press to a piece of paper, um, and just put my name there and say, um, I'd love to see a working prototype when you have it. Uh,
Is this your family crest?
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, my
she would she would sort of eye it a little bit, and wide-eyed, like, "Oh," and then her eyes would narrow a little bit, and she's like, "Are you trying to steal my idea?"
No, my family might be interested in uh, purchasing a large number of these or even hiring you all on. They're We're always on the lookout for exceptional talent, and my family is keen to reward exceptional talent.
She's still looking at you a little suspiciously, like this member of this very known family for making weapons has randomly found her here.
I'm giving her kind of like
Uh,
a shh.
but like she's not saying this out loud.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to explain what's going through her mind. And but she ultimately just sort of gives you a curt little nod and is like, okay, okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll have to discuss this with my brothers. I don't know, my brothers and sisters, but we'll we'll keep that in mind. And she'll just sort of uh pocket whatever it is you handed to her.
yeah. And I'll just say, like, I'm in and out of Emberwood Village quite a bit. Would this be a place to come and find you again?
Uh, if not me, one of my siblings. We usually take turns recouping here. Um, it's it's really difficult staying in the city for long periods of time.
It would be really funny if you made them the Avatar guy where he claims it's different siblings, but it's the same one in different hats. But anyway, yeah. Uh, I had a thought, it wandered off. I'm very interested to see where your project leads, and if there's any way we can help, let me know.
She'll sort of nod to you and go back to tinkering with her little project.
Getting magic stuff is all well and good, but rolling up to the next big, national event with a bunch of guns would also be pretty cool. All right, yeah, that's me. I'm done.
Anybody else wanting to do anything?
Well, I definitely want to talk to River.
Okay. Trying to sell stuff or talk to her in general?
Um, I kind of want to go up to her and uh, basically play dumb, like, "Oh, you're in the Amethyst Academy. I'm looking for an old friend that I haven't seen in years. Have you Do you know anything about or know where Katarina is?"
Uh, she would look at you and just be like, "No, I don't. The Amethyst Academy is really big, and I'm not sure if I ever knew a Katarina. I'm sorry to say. Uh, do you know what she looks like? Or i- or if she's even here? I was under the impression I was the only contact here right now. What makes you think she would be here?
I don't know where she is. I've been just looking for her.
Oh,
Was just hopeful because she was in the Amethyst Academy as well. Just thought you might know her.
oh, okay. She gives you a look like you're a very odd person for just thinking that'd be like going up to someone who works at Walmart and saying, "Do you know this person who works at a Walmart in another state away?" Uh,
No. But if you ever run across her, tell her I
but
said hi.
oh, okay. Who are you? And
Finch.
she'd sort of look at you and do I know you?
I mean, you look familiar, but I don't think that we've ever met.
Okay, yeah. Just something about you seems familiar. I just can't place it. It's okay though. Um, but yeah, okay. I'll if I ever run across someone named Katarina from the Amethyst Academy, I'll I'll mention your name. And she has a bunch of paper and books and stuff with her, and she'll jot it down in a little notebook. She seems very organized, let's say. Seems to be looking around, seems to keep very meticulous track of a lot of different things. You see what she's working on now is obviously sales books. She's got how much delirium was purchased, how much was paid for it, who bought it, or who sold it rather. They bought it. Um, the She's also keeping track of the size and shape of the delirium. Um, and uh, you also see scribbled in notes to the side of that. Uh, she's keeping track of what the people selling it looked like. Specifically, noting if they were showing any signs of contamination.
Right.
Um, like you might see scribbled next to it, glowing eyes, or purple blood veins, or um, extra toe, like little things like that. No, from what you can see here, no major signs of concerns. But yeah, she keeps a very good track of everything that she's doing here and of the people she interacts with.
Um, so also, do you know anybody who'd be interested in buying some of this? And I pull out some delirium.
Are you touching it?
No, carefully pull out some.
Maybe like
Again, a
one
cloth thing,
shard
yeah.
wrapped
It's all
heavily,
wrapped up. Yeah, right.
not the
It's
50
holding it in his bare
pound
hand.
mega block.
Okay. When you say I whip out some delirium, I have to ask questions.
I brandish the plutonium.
Uh, are you showing a shard or the big piece that you found?
Um, I'm thinking first a few of the smaller shards.
Oh yeah. Yes. We're very interested in purchasing that. We This is such a strange substance. Have you interacted with it much?
We've tried not to touch it.
That is a wise decision. we it is hard finding people willing to to touch this, and but that is we it's sort of what we need. We need to figure out what this does, but uh, most people aren't willing to do it, not for any price.
Have you touched it?
Oh no, I would never. And we would, don't get me wrong, we'd never force anyone to touch this or interact with it. Um, but we can always offer money and hope that somebody will. Uh, as it is, we use tools to interact with it. Um, these things, they are they are potential. The things we could do with this, we don't understand it yet, but we will.
What
We
do you know about it?
um, we know it. It is it is chaos, but we believe that we can harness it. We know it's magical, and we at the academy believe that magic of all kinds can be mastered if you study it enough. Um, History shows that. people with magical abilities, they can't control it sometimes. It's why the Amethyst Academy exists in the first place, to help people like that. With training, everyone can learn to control their power, and this is just more chaotic magic. Once we learn what it is, we can harness it and we can change the world. Um, yeah. How many little pieces do you have?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody else is keeping track of that.
I have 3 shards. I don't know if there's any more.
Was it just that and the big old honker piece?
That might be. I
I
no.
think
I feel like
that's
there was
about
more.
it.
Well,
Then
for
we sit down the big honker and be like, and for this one?
I mean, maybe take that into like a side room or something.
um, so for the little shards, where did the pricing go? I can't find the exact pricing. So we're gonna say for the little shards, she oh oh dang it. I can't find any of the pricing now. Why am I able to find things when I don't need it and when I do it disappears?
Magic.
So for the shards, it's gonna be 10 gold for each shard.
So that would let.
I mean, I'll do a end this and just like kind of let her peek into the bag so the whole room isn't seeing.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Um when she sees when she sees the size of that, she's like her eyes go wide. Oh, like that's impressive. Um
I get that
and
a lot.
uh she will uh ask you to follow her and she will take you up to her private chambers. All of you, that is, not just Finch. Okay. You guys are now on the third floor of the Red Lion Inn, or Red Lion Hotel, rather. Can everybody see?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, you are in her rather spacious suite on the top floor. Things are a little quieter here. Not as much hustle and bustle. And she will eye that chunk of delirium, and I've never seen any piece of delirium that large. I thought those were only near the crater. Have you guys been to the crater?
Sorry, I can't tell you where I got this, but let's just say there's more where this came from.
There's more this size? Do you know what we could do with chunks of the meteor? The things we could make? Um, and she will offer you 500 gold for that piece of delirium.
I'll try and persuade her and say I was kind of thinking more like 600.
Do we have a sense of like market rate? Does this sound,
Oh yeah, do we?
or does anybody
Uh,
have really good insight that we could assist?
so first things first, uh,
The real.
knock, make a persuasion check.
Do you mean Finch?
Yes, sorry. I was looking at the knock token, but yes, Finch. Yeah, that is what happened first. So, um, with a 19, she'll say, uh, six. Yeah, we can we can do six. I can go that high. Um, for something like this, yeah, absolutely. Um, you based on everything you know for market rate, I guess. Um, roll history. That seems real weird, but I don't really know what else it
I mean,
would
I'm more
be.
curious of like, does she think she's ripping us off?
Okay, yeah, that would be more of an invest or an insight, I guess.
Is anybody
One
super
person can
good at
roll it
that?
with advantage.
I only have +2.
My insight is negative. Don't make me do it.
Hudson, are you good at insight?
I got a +3.
How about we assist you?
I'll roll with advantage.
Okay, with a 15,
Do you have a noble
um,
confidence to burn?
I do, but it requires us me like making a speech.
Oh,
Oh,
I
does
was,
he have one still?
yeah.
I think it only lasts for 8 hours. So unless I did it in the morning when we got up and headed out.
um, I'll say this. Do you think you would have?
Um, roll for it. I
All right,
my
you
thought
you
with
you
it, you
know,
normally would be using it every morning.
yeah, you know Finch better than I do. He's your character, your creation. If you think he would have done it, I'll allow it.
The reason I say roll for it, because I would typically like just start at the beginning of every morning, but I think it only works for a number of people equal to my proficiency, so only for 2 people. So whether I
Uh,
would have done it for him,
okay. So there's do the two people include yourself?
let me pull it back up. Oh, it's just a short rest. I could do this a lot more.
Oh, all right. So we'll say um we're gonna say go left to right. Bull is 1, Hudson is 2, Finch is 3, Amnar is 4, and Knock is 5. On a 6, we re-roll. So you need to roll a 2. And you did. So yes, he has the noble confidence. If you would like, Hudson, you can roll a d4 to add to your insight check. Fantastic. Brings you up to a 19. So with that insight check, uh you would know that 500 is a fair price. Um the the for the weight itself, it's a fair price. Um each, like, if you had shards, like a whole lot of shards that equaled the same weight as this piece, it would be pretty even. You would be getting the same amount of money. Um, but it is not common to find a piece of delirium this large, and which is why she was. In the larger the piece, the more magic it can contain. Which is why she was willing to go up to 600. Uh, you get the sense that if you had pressed harder, you maybe could have gotten even more out of her. Um, it's not a sure thing, but it could have happened.
So for this time, I'll tell her the 600 is a good offer to give over the stone for. Then I'll advise the group next time, like out of her earshot, so she doesn't hear us, that we might have been able to push for more, but 600 is really good.
She'll put on some very thick leather gloves and pull out a rather large casing that almost looks like for what we would know in real life as like a small suitcase. um but inside it's lined with leather and it looks very thick, and uh while it's the the chunk of delirium doesn't fit perfectly inside, as I said, they've never seen anything this large. Like, they know it exists, but they haven't ever interacted with one. Um, but they're always prepared. Um, so it's lined, and she puts it up and locks it away, and then puts it in a larger chest and locks that as well. Um, and then she'll take out some 600 gold and give it to you. Um, and she'll say, "Wow, I am very impressed with that." And if you guys have, if you're being serious and there's more where that came from, please, we will we will pay top dollar for it. If especially if you find pieces that large or larger.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Mhm.
And she'll say, "Are is that why you guys are here? Are you here hunting delirium?
That's one of many reasons.
Um, are you here for the money? Let me ask you that.
It goes a long ways.
Okay, well, um, if you ever need, if you ever want to earn some extra cash, uh, I've always got a few errands that can be ran.
What did you have in mind?
Well, um, there are a few things right now, if I'm being totally honest. Um, and let me go to her thing and find it. So, um, I have to stay here. Uh, this is where everyone knows to find me, and I've got a lot of people coming to sell delirium to me. Um, every now and then, someone meets me here to come and collect the delirium and take it back to one of our towers. But as of right now, getting delirium to study is our top priority. But there are uh, a lot of things going on. The We have a missing disciple that disciple's not the right word. A missing student, a missing I don't know, a missing mage. We'll just say that, a researcher. They went missing near the Black Ivory Inn. Um, that place is odd. It looks perfectly intact, but anytime anyone goes in it, they never come back out. Um, I could really use some help finding them, saving them. Uh, Also, there's this rogue mage. He's supposed to be somewhere here in town. Um, his name is Oscar Yorn, and we hear that he's been conducting experiments, nasty things, and he was a bit of a potions expert. We fear he might be using the delirium to augment his potions in some way. Um, we Now let me be clear. We don't necessarily want him to die. We don't want him killed. But if you guys come across him, we would love to get a look at his research.
Can you say that name again?
Can I say the what again?
Name?
Oscar Yoren.
Did we get the name
Uh,
of the alchemist that the Hooded Lanterns are looking for?
you did not.
That would have
You
been
never
good.
asked.
And the location for the other thing was the Black River Inn?
Black Ivory Inn.
Ivory Inn.
Do you know where this we might find that rogue mage?
Um, no, I don't have anything substantial. You know how rumors are. Uh, I've heard I've heard that Reed Manor might be a place to start looking, but I don't know how much stock you can put into rumors. Like I said, I think based on everything I know of Oscar from the Academy, uh, he's done some very very nasty things. Uh, Experiments on people. Um, Thinks that that knowledge is a greater good, so to speak. He'll do anything for his research. But that being said, his research is usually good. And if he dies, no one at the academy will be upset. But we would really like to see his research. He won't part with it easily, but if you could obtain it, that would be amazing. We could it, like I said, his research is usually good. He might know things that we don't at this juncture.
Okay. That student that went missing, what's their name?
Um, Missing student. Why? It is not a. I will think of a name for you eventually. It was a researcher, uh, probably someone that is River's friend. Uh, but I don't know.
We'll just make the note: no name. Ask CJ later.
Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you.
Not to be confused with alchemist. We don't know name. Ask CJ at some point.
Which one's that?
We didn't actually get the alchemist's name from the Hooded Lanterns.
Oh yeah. I have an answer for it. You just didn't ask them. Um, based on the fact that she said a good place to start looking was Reed Manor, which is also the same place the Hooded Lanterns wanted you to go. Probably the same person.
Do you think there might be a reward if we reveal to the Hooded Lanterns that their alchemist has been experimenting on them?
You don't know that he's been experimenting on the Hooded Lanterns.
Yeah, we'd probably have to look at the research to see that.
Well, is there? We're still kind of at the point where like we can't really go shopping, right?
I mean, you got a lot of gold now. What are you looking for?
I don't know. I am. I
I
mean,
might be looking to upgrade armor at some point.
yeah, weapons, armor, magic doodads. But I don't know about you all. I'm sitting at 288 gold.
I haven't taken into account whatever that last delirium split. I think is at 208 before.
Um, anyway, we will end things here for the night. Um, but before we all go our separate ways, excuse me, to potentially make things easier for me next time, what are we thinking we're gonna do next? Um, are we wanting to go after the potions inspector, Black Ivory Inn? Are we gonna have a shopping episode? Are we going to interact with Jupiter Jones? What are we thinking is going to be the next uh thing we're attempting to do?
I mean, it seems like a lot of things are pointing us towards the alchemist.
Oh yeah, there's also the camp of the Silver Order out in the distance. If you guys wanted to go talk to them, there's a lot of stuff happening in like Emberwood Village. We've got the Queensmen here in Emberwood Village that still have stuff over Bull. Um, there's also the Falling Fire that have pilgrims pass through. We could follow them and interact with them if we needed to. lots of things. Just need to know what we're thinking.
Uh, my vote would be probably to follow up on what we have already, and probably go to the Reed Manor and check that out. Would be my vote.
That's kind of where I'm skewing.
I don't want to take a whole lot of time shopping, but maybe if there's, I don't know, if there's like a few small things that we could see
Yeah.
are within our ability to
Uh,
purchase.
so I'll say we'll do the shopping next week. We'll do it first, get it out of the way. For the most part, any mundane items that you want, that is to say, anything non-magical, uh, will probably be available. But if you could send me a list of what you want, so I can price it, because things are more expensive here in Drakkenheim to an extent. Um, and if you are looking for magical items, uh, send me a list of some of the things that you might be looking for, and we'll see if they're available and how expensive they might be. And I'll have a handful of little things that might populate the store as well. That we'll see what happens. Um, that sound like something you guys can do throughout the week. Give you a little bit of homework of what items you might like.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
On it.
All right,
Well,
so shopping, make our way to Reed Manor. Have Reed Manor prepared, and maybe a couple random encounters because that needs to happen more often. And um, and yeah, that is good. We can work with that.
I have a question, but I'll wait till we're off the camera. All right. Bye, Internet.
Goodbye.
Take a run for it.